Didn't turn up here tonight because it's cold, wet and windy. Welcome to the second nutrition class. Tonight we're going to be going through food labels. We're going to teach you how to read and make a more informed decision in the supermarket. Well, not teach you how to read, we're going to teach you how to read food labels. I just thought I'd clarify that a little bit, just for the people that are drunk already, like Jules over there. Yeah, I'm going to pick on everyone tonight because it's going to be fun. But most people, when they go to the supermarket, they look at a food label and it just looks like gibberish to them. They don't actually know what's what. On the last nutrition class, we taught you guys about macros and protein, fats, carbohydrates, sugar. We went through all of that. All of that is basically what makes up a nutrition label. It's just set out in a chart. So we're going to go through a little bit of that. I've got a bit of a readout to do first, just to give you a little bit of insight on how to do it. And then you guys that have turned up, that have braved the cold and actually come out to see me tonight and not sitting at home asking questions through Anastasia. Yes, I'm picking on you. These guys are going to do a bit of a test, and you guys can join in from home, I suppose, or go and find some things in the cupboard that are very similar and do the test yourself. But it'll be quite surprising as to how brands differ with the nutrition that's in them and the actual ingredients that are in them. How some cheaper brands get away with things and why they're cheaper, and things that are very, very similar that you just wouldn't guess. You just go for your favourite brand or what the media tells you to actually get. So we'll go through this quickly first, a quick readout as we do. You guys have got this at home. I uploaded it to the forum just before. Today all manufacturers need to provide nutritional information on all prepackaged foods and drinks found in the AU. That's Australia for anyone that doesn't know. You'll find this information on the food label either on the front or back of the pack to help you understand the nutrient and calorie count that's in it. They've put it in there, but no one knows how to understand it, and that's what we're going to go through tonight. When it comes to sugars in particular, below you'll find lots of useful information where you can find out just how much sugars are in the product by taking a closer look at the different food labels. We often get asked as well about added sugars, which are those sugars added during manufacturing, and whether it's possible to figure out how much is in our food. Unfortunately, you will not be able to find out how many added sugars listed separately on a food label. This is because it's not possible to accurately analyse the amount of added sugars in a food or drink product, as you cannot distinguish naturally occurring sugar from added sugars in a laboratory, given they are the same molecules. Does everyone understand that? So they can't tell you what's added or what's in there, they just give you a sugar amount that's actually on the nutrition label. So you don't know whether it's been added in there or it's naturally occurring. Best bet, don't have prepackaged food. Sounds really good, doesn't it? But it's not practical. You still have to have it. I mean, it's just the society we live in. We don't want to make your society outcast. We'll leave that for the vegans. Did I say that?
Burn.
Oh, that was a burn. I'm sorry. I support veganism. Nope, I think I'm just going to finish there. I help them get the right nutrition. Right. As you may find during product manufacturing process, that the sugars initially added at the start are converted into another ingredient by the final product. To give you an example, when you make beer, the sugars glucose and maltose from the malt are fermented to make alcohol, which isn't actually a sugar. So see how the molecular structure changes, it's fermented and becomes an alcohol. Where am I? What you may find as well is that sugars combined with other ingredients to enhance the flavour and or colour of the product, making it very difficult to determine where the sugars come from, i.e. have they been added, do they occur naturally, or have they been combined in the cooking process. So I'll give you a little bit of understanding of how the sugars work in things. Again, what I've done now is just made it a little bit more confusing for you rather than actually telling you how to do it. I'm going to go through that in a minute. The main thing we want to look at when we look at a food label is two things. The food label chart, which I just said is broken down into macronutrients. You know about macronutrients now. You know what they are. So you should be able to look at that chart and go, okay, I've got this much protein, this much carbohydrate, this much fat, and this much sugar, which we also know are carbohydrates. So add that to your carbohydrate list as well, and it'll give you a total amount of carbs that are on there. That'll be me. Remember that? Because I don't know anyone from New Zealand and they're ringing me consistently. So you know now to add that to your carbs, you get a total amount of carbs that are in the actual packaged food. The second most important thing is the ingredients list. Now, with the ingredients list, the best rule to go by is the first ingredient that's on that list is the main ingredient in the product. So if you pick up, just say, there we go, baby beets. And the first ingredient says sugar, which it doesn't on this, I'm just using it as an example. And the first ingredient is sugar. Put the damn thing down, throw it away, throw it in the bin, do whatever, but do not buy it. It's just going to be sugar laden, and you don't want it. Okay, so the main ingredient will be that. Main ingredient will be the first one on the list, and then it filters down from there. Things you want to look for on an ingredients list. No numbers. Look for natural things on the ingredients list. Okay. So whey protein, for instance. As we look at, this is a good one. Mars bar protein. We got excited when this came out. We think, oh yeah, this is really cool. It's going to taste like a Mars bar. It tastes nothing like a Mars bar. It tastes like a Mars bar that's been dipped in Satan's arsehole. But I know, I'm just getting really good with the verbalisation. But yeah, we look on the back of it, and the ingredients list reads like a novel. What we want to look for in a protein is about a maximum of 3 lines, 3 or 4 ingredients. That's it. Anything else that's on there, it's just full of fillers. And that one especially. If we look closely down here at the ingredients list, where are we? Look at that. It's just full of crap. So basically, we just put them to the side. And then you look at the evolved one, like the ones I've given you, 3 lines. That's it. And the main ingredient, whey protein isolate. So we've got ingredients on this, whey protein isolate, flavours, which we all want flavours in there. Actually, natural protein doesn't taste that bad. Cocoa is the flavour. Thickeners to make it a little bit more, palatable, so it's not so watery. Emulsifier. You'll see emulsifier, it'll be sunflower or soy lecithin. Now, with the lecithin, there's no soy in it. It's been processed down that much that it's now just an emulsifier, and that's so it doesn't clump up when you shake it. And you end up with chunky bits as you try and swallow it. Because the texture's horrible. Natural colours, beetroot and curcumin. So it's got beetroot and pretty much turmeric, where curcumin comes from, or capsicum, one of the two. Sweetener, sucralose. There you go. So it's very, very basic ingredients list. Let's move on to this one here. Let's have a look-see. Let's see what we've got in this. Right, protein blend is the first one. So it's not a protein isolate, so it's a blend of all different proteins. We have whey protein concentrate, whey protein isolate, hydrolyzed whey protein isolate, emulsifier, sunflower oil. Anyone want to tell me why you'd have sunflower oil in a protein? That's going to slow the digestion of it straight away. Fat-reduced cocoa powder. I didn't know cocoa powder had fat in it, but hey, we'll go with that. Flavourings, barley, malt extract, thickeners, cellulose, xanthium gum, salt, interesting one, and sweetener. So there, and I'm not even going to start on that one. That's just a novel of absolute crap that's in there. So again, first rule on the ingredients list, look at the first ingredient, that's going to be the main one. It'll show you the percentages of what ingredients in there as well, and we'll go through that. We'll have a look at a couple of these in a minute. I really don't need to read that because it's pretty much just went all through it. We'll move on to the next one, which is the nutrition table. Now, as I said, the nutrition table, it's based out just as a nice little table chart. We learned our macros. There they are there. Typical values. Now, when you look at a nutrition label, don't look at the serving size because the serving size is going to be different on each product. So what you want to do, every nutrition label's got per 100 grams on there. That's the one you want to go for. Alrighty? So as you look at that, serving sizes are all different. Look at the 100 gram serving. It's going to give you an idea on what it's got in it. So here we've got energy, 2,105 kilojoules. Now I don't know about you, but I still work in calories because I'm old school. That's what I'm used to. I like those calories. They're the little things that get into your cupboard in the middle of the night, make your clothes smaller. So energy there, they've also got it there, 505 calories. So that's a
hefty lot of
yeah,
calories
I reckon.
for whatever that is.
It's like a quarter of my day.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Bloody hell.
Must be good stuff.
Get that into you, it's good for bulking. What do we got? Fat, 25 grams. Saturated fat in that, 16 grams. Carbohydrate, 62 grams. So here's where the calories are coming from. She's a high carb one. Must be a pasta sauce or something like that. 38 grams of that is sugar. Holy shit, this is not good for you in any way, shape or form.
That's a lot of sugar.
And then protein, a measly little 5 grams, and salt 1 gram. Now with your sodium, look, recommended dietary intake of sodium is 2,300 milligrams per day. Around 2,100, 2,005 is fine. You just want to keep your sodium in medium. Don't worry too much about the sodium levels that are in things. The more water you drink, the more sodium you're going to flush out. Okay? That's the way that works. If you drink too much water, you'll flush too much sodium out and you'll get cramps. Your potassium, sodium levels will change up and you get all cramped up. So that's where cramps come from. So if you're cramping up, you need one thing, sodium or a banana. Can't eat bananas? High potassium foods such as spinach, broccoli and things like that, we'll get it in there as well. There's potassium in a lot of other things. Quick Google on potassium, that'll tell you what to get into. Banana's just a very rich source of it. So does that give you a bit of an inkling on how these things are actually spaced out? Cool. The easiest part of this is now to test you out on it. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to hand you guys a couple of different things. And I want you to tell me which is the better one out of each, okay? So, I'm going to give you a nice easy one. And 2 baby beetroots, tins of baby beetroot. Now the bad thing about this, I'm going to tell you straight up, is these things are lined with a little white lining on the inside. Has anyone seen that? Cool. It's BPA, stay the hell away from it. Bisphenol A. It actually leaches into the product and has been known to cause cancer. Been known to. There hasn't actually been a causation study done on it yet. It's more a correlation study, which we're going to go through on the next nutrition seminar as well. Causation and correlation are 2 different things. When you read things in the media, be very careful if it's a causation study or a correlation
Is that
study.
on all tinned products?
Not all tin products, but
No.
most of them have that lining in there now.
How do you know? Would it say anywhere on the label or not?
No.
Okay.
Won't
She's
say anything.
basically open.
They usually just say
so you go,
BPA
"Oh,
free
wow."
rather than BPA.
Okay, okay.
Your one? Oh, Ash, we can give you this one.
Thank you.
A couple of pasta ones. Look, the pasta ones got some really great stuff on it. And because you're feeling a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to give you an easy one. Really basic. It's just 2 tins of tomatoes. How hard can that one be, eh? Couple of tins of tomatoes. Righto, have a bit of a study of them for a little while. Have a read of the ingredients, a read of the nutrition chart, and then tell me which one's the better one. And I'll tell you whether you're right or wrong, and I'm going to ask you why you think one's better than the other. Look at this, it all goes quiet now. You guys at home, have a look through your cupboard. Try and find two of the same product with 2 different brands. Put them together and give yourself a bit of a test and see if you can find out which is better. And just pop the questions down in the comments below and I'll answer them when I get home. Or if you've got questions now, fire away. These guys are busy.
This one.
That one, why?
Because it's less calories,
Yeah, that's one.
less carbs,
Yep.
less sugar. Yeah, less sugar.
How we go on the ingredients list of that one?
And, oh yeah, I didn't check that bit. Shit, where's that? There. I think it's less, or it's more actual beetroot.
One thing in one of those things that I'm highly against. Can you guess what it is?
Oh, hang on a second. Is it corn syrup?
There you go. High fructose corn syrup. I don't know why in the world they would put high fructose corn syrup in there over a natural sugar.
Yeah, so what is it
It's cheaper. It's cheaper to produce. It's cheaper to make, which makes the Edgel product cheaper over the Golden Circle product. Bingo.
Yeah, because
So-
it's just sugar.
Yeah, I would rather go, look, if I had to have one of those 2, I'd rather go the Golden Circle one over that to stay away from the high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
High fructose corn syrup's in a lot of things now. Look out for it. If you see it, get rid of it. It's not good.
And what do they mean by natural flavour?
Well, natural flavour of beetroot. But, I mean, natural flavour could mean anything.
That's right.
That's
so
right.
like
So it's a bit of hoodwinking going on with the food industry as well. They do that.
There's a huge problem going around it. No one wants, because I work in the food industry.
Yep.
So they say natural flavors. So even in our company, what we do is we import natural flavors.
Yeah.
It's just the name says natural flavor, but then when you go down and read it,
It's
the
not
product
natural at all.
can be flammable, dangerous, and hazardous. They can't even store in a food warehouse because the product it can't flame. It is highly dangerous.
A lot of them are made with
It's
ethanol.
just because, it's just because it contains a high percentage of alcohol,
Yep.
Yeah.
and just because the name is natural, they kind of ending up putting in the label as natural, but
Yep.
it is not natural.
No, it's very
It can
unnatural.
come from everywhere, so, yeah.
Yeah,
Food
and like
industry have
there
a
is
way of getting around
regulations
things.
like saying we can't even like have the product in the warehouse. The government will supply only limited quantity because it's kind of restricted to have it in your premises.
Yeah. Wow.
It
Very,
is.
very dangerous stuff they're dealing with. You guys are putting that in your body, and
Yeah,
a
and
lot
it's
of
such
these
a
things,
shame, yeah.
without
They
being
cover it
combined or
up so
broken down,
well,
make
don't they?
carcinogens. Sorry?
They cover it up so well.
Yeah, they do.
You
The,
had no
the food
idea.
industry is up here for you guys. We're going to sit down and watch a bit of a movie. You can watch it beforehand if you want to. It's called Fed Up. It came out a few years ago now. Katie Couric actually made it. The movie's phenomenal, and it'll explain a lot of things of what the food industry is actually doing to you guys.
I just
Just
had pizza.
sorry, you just had you shut down after the pizza thing. There's a reason for a refeed as well, and I'll go through that just before we'll have a look at the movie. But it's to do with your leptin hormone. But it goes through things like how the food industry targets slower socio-economic areas. Take Carrum Downs for instance. Carrum Downs is a lower socio-economic area. We have the most densest population of fast food in this area in the southern hemisphere.
Really?
Yeah. Marketing says that fast food is cheaper to buy than real food. How much money are you guys saving at the present moment while on the challenge, just eating fresh fruit and veggies and stuff?
Well,
know.
I don't know, because it, I don't know, costs, it's about the same.
The first week cost more because you were buying
Yeah.
Yeah,
everything.
you're eating everything from scratch again.
Yeah.
I mean, a bag of rice isn't that much. Some veggies aren't that much. Meat, on the
No.
other hand,
Makes
Yeah.
the
bit of
difference
rice in it.
part. I think that's what I suppose brings it up a bit more.
Yeah.
Because you're buying more a quantity of it.
Exactly. While you're on the challenge, yeah, you're getting some more meat into you because, as I said last nutrition class, we need that protein in to actually recover us and repair us. When you're off the challenge, that quantity of protein is going to go down because you're maintaining. You're going to have amazing bodies, so you'll be maintaining. That'll go down. So will the price and the cost of living, which is one we need to balance out. But yeah, so you can see how they target these, and they target it with advertising. So the lower demographic. I mean, you go to Toorak or something like that. You know, how many McDonald's and takeaway stores are in Toorak Village?
I don't even know if
None.
there's any, is there?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's none.
Yeah.
They've got cafes. They've got beautiful things like that. But the
Yeah.
takeaway stores, no, they move them away from it. Very cunning. It's all marketing. And
Yeah.
you're all being marketed to. I mean, you know, you sit down and watch TV at night when you get home, just before you make dinner, right on dinner time. How many food advertisements come flying up there all over the place?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do on the next session is just try and break down all those myths and help you understand a little bit more. But anyway, we'll digress back onto this one. Jules, what do you reckon?
I would say the, I'd say
It's hard
the
on that one.
tomatoes. They're very different. One's tomatoes and one is
One's
tomato
paste.
paste.
So obviously we're going to have a bit more sugar in the paste than we are with the tomatoes.
Well, everything is
So-
more in the paste. So you've got more saturated fat, more carbohydrates, more sugars, and more sodium.
Yep.
There's more listed on the ingredients in this one. This just says tomato paste, and I don't really know
That's
what
all
tomato
it is.
paste is. Is that just
Exactly.
what is it?
It's just tomato.
Okay, easy.
There's nothing else in it. It's just tomato. Where the ingredients listed for tomatoes themselves are tomatoes, water, sugar.
Yeah, garlic extract, oregano extract, acidity regulator, citric
Yeah,
acid.
that's to keep it from spoiling.
Right. And then obviously this is in a tin. You
Exactly.
have your little thing.
So what they've done is they've put that stuff in there to increase the shelf life.
Okay.
Tinned vegetables and tinned tomatoes and all tinned products were brought out for a reason. The main reason that they brought them out was to move them from New York to the Wild Wild West without them spoiling, so people over in California could have food. Now, we've evolved from there, and they found out that, oh, we can put these on the shelf for ages and ages and ages, and we don't have to throw them out. We're saving a lot of money, so they kept hold of it, as the food industry does. Here's one kicker for you that the food industry has done. Years and years ago, we used to have wheat, just whole wheat. They took the germ out of the wheat. When they took the germ out of the wheat, we ended up with scurvy and all sorts of things happening. Now, instead of just putting the wheat germ back in the wheat, no, we couldn't have any of that because it was cheaper, it was easier to make, and, you know, we could get it involved. Fantastic, processed the hell out of it, went up with more of it. Instead of doing that, no, they came up with another thing called vitamins. To get the vitamins in there that the wheat germ was taken out. Next product, sell more of that, make more money. You see how it works? It's all a business. Everything we're marketed to is a business, and that's the way it works. We need to break down those myths and get back to basics as much as we can. Also take advantage of the convenient things that are out there, but in moderation, not sort of flat out every time just, getting a boxed thing and cooking it up. I mean, wow. I've never seen powdered chicken before. Has anyone seen those memes that have been going around the internet, with the chicken in a can, and they pull it out and it's like, and it looks absolutely disgusting with gelatin and everything on it.
No.
How's your gag reflex going, Stokes? I know you're a bit sensitive to this sort of stuff. You're actually picturing that right now.
I am, Anne. I
And
am.
you can actually hear it coming out of the can.
Stop it.
And it's like a whole chicken that just comes out of the
Oh,
can.
it's horrible.
It's freaking disgusting.
I think I've got that cup of soup at my desk at work.
Have you?
And it's been there for probably about
Have
3
you ever
years.
looked at the ingredients list on it?
No, I would never.
Do you want to have a quick readout of what's on that?
Oh.
It's awesome.
Maltodextrin,
Maltodextrin, which is
Okay.
sugar.
modified tapioca starch,
Oh, cool. That's a bit of a thick one.
beverage whitener, vegetable oil, glucose syrup, solid stabilizers, lots of numbers, milk protein emulsifiers, tocopherol, okay, natural flavor, riboflavin, croutons, wheat
So they
flour,
added vitamin B12 in there, so you get something out of it.
and then there's loads of other numbers and herbs and regulators and.
Oh, is there any chicken in there?
Oh, I don't think I'm looking at. No. Oh, natural chicken flavor, 3%.
As we said before, natural chicken flavour. So we've got some ethanol and some good other stuff in there that might blow your guts up inside, So basically, what that is a chemical cocktail of shit. Straight up. There is nothing in there that's good for you. Anything that's good for you has been added as a vitamin. Riboflavin, vitamin B12.
Get that into you.
They've put it in there so you get some sort of nutrition out of just a powdered chemical.
But it says no artificial flavors and no added MSG, so it's clearly good.
No,
for you.
I mean, it's
And 97% fat free.
But we know now with artificial flavours and colourings that it's a byproduct of the sweet sauce anyway. So there's nothing artificial there at all. There's no artificial chemicals. They're all straight chemicals.
Yes.
They're not artificial ones. They haven't been synthesised in anything. They're true chemicals. There you go. So how do you feel about having that in your desk now?
Yeah, I might still have it.
I still like it. Look, if I have bread with it, it's natural, right?
I'll just dip my bread into it.
Alright, how about good old cup of soup? This might have something in it. You want to read that out for us? Let's have a look at what's in that one. As I sit there and have a nice artificial caffeine drink.
Oh, here it is.
Can you read it?
Yeah, the light.
You notice I'm getting you to read it because I couldn't be bothered putting my glasses on.
I know, I'm thinking I need
See,
mine.
this is called delegation. This is why everyone's staying at home and watching it on.
Vegetables 23%, tomato powder 13%, onion, carrot, corn, green peas, noodles 20%, 22%, wheat flour, wheat gluten, maltodextrin, cornstarch, sugar, salt, mineral salt, potassium chloride, flavor enhancers, numbers, natural flavors, sunflower oil, parsley, natural colour.
Natural colour.
I was just going to say what
Does it get a tan?
There's carmine in brackets after natural colour, so what would that be? Is that
That's the
like
colour
a-
name.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the actual colour name. Yeah. Jeez. Yep, that's what that one is.
Started off so well with all those vegetables.
It's better than that one. But
Yeah, well, at least it's got something in there that resembles a vegetable. I mean,
yeah.
there's 23% of something good in there. Great.
Dip some beans in
But
it.
I love how it's got an arrow that says from responsibly grown tomatoes from responsibly grown Australian wheat.
Oh wow,
Res-
that makes us feel good now.
I know.
Yeah, we are
They've grown it
responsible
responsibly.
now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what is that supposed to mean? Like,
Does that mean it's a trustworthy guy chopping it up or something? Or,
I know.
how's his responsibility level? We're responsible, but they are. They're not lying. They're responsible for getting the shit out of the ground and putting it in the bloody processing. So it's responsibly done. It's like me saying with Alder,
I used to.
I actually say it's ethically done, but yeah, rather than responsibly done. Ethical farming. But yeah, you can see things like that, things in boxes. It's just, I mean, you can turn up the carbs, you can turn down the carbs, you can turn up the protein, you can turn down the protein. Now we're in a stage where it's just chemicals. So you can make them whatever you want. So hence no fat stuff everywhere. They can turn down the fat, turn up the carbs and protein a little bit. As a chemical cocktail. You want to get these things as naturally as possible. If you can find them in natural food. That's what we're aiming for. Okay? Ash, what about you?
Look, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit confused
Yep.
with mine. So, On the ingredients list, the first one has more options with percentages.
Yep.
But the second one has just 3 ingredients. But the first option has the lower,
Nutrition
portions.
table.
Yeah, so that's why I'm a
Yeah.
bit confused as where I
So
would...
it's hard. So look
Yeah.
through those ingredients again, and you'll find another
And there's
ingredient
sort of
in
a bit,
there.
I'm a bit torn as which one you...
I would turn around straight away, and I would go the Coles brand over it.
Yeah.
My reasoning behind that would be the vegetable powder, the corn powder.
Yeah, that's what made me think, well, that can't be the best
The
option.
powdered
because-
corn's high fructose corn syrup again.
Yeah.
It's just in a powdered version of it. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
So we're looking at chemical things that have been put in there. It's fillers.
yeah.
You know, and they've marketed it very, very well by, if you turn that to the iPad camera, they'll see at home, flip it around the other way, what's on the front of that? The veg thing.
Yeah, so
super
that
veg.
made
Look
me,
at that.
yeah,
We've
yeah.
got, bananas in there,
Yeah.
and, you know, hidden vegetables, it's great for kids.
Mm.
I don't want my kids eating, powdered crap. Now, we also know from the last nutrition class that when we powder down a vegetable and take the fibre away from it, what do we end up with? Pure fructose. Yeah. It's all the goodness is gone. You've got a sugar pill. Fructose is a sugar. It's powdered sugar. There's just nothing else in it. There's no good vegetables in there, but it's very well marketed.
Yeah.
And you know, you've got the banana there, and you've got the berries there, the peas there with the little masks. So it's
Yeah.
hidden in there. This is great for you. So
Generally, anything with a gimmick on it is worse.
that's
It's got to
actually
be more
a
attractive.
good point. Yeah.
So that's sort of, I looked at that too, but I was like, surely that one because it has less ingredients,
Yeah.
basic ingredients.
I would go just the
Yeah.
main one with the basic ingredients if I
Okay.
had to choose. Has anyone noticed when they go through the supermarket? Have you ever taken your kids to the supermarket?
No.
How much of a freaking nightmare is it?
Oh, it's
Because
just-
everything they do for the kids stuff, all of those cereal boxes and everything that are down there, those beautiful colours and the Wiggles cereals and what else? I'm surprised we haven't had Fortnite cereals yet. That'll be the next thing that comes out. If any advertising guys are doing that, that's mine now. That's my copyright. Fructose, Fortnite cereals coming up. But yeah, it's all at children's head height. The whole thing. It's not at your head height because you don't care about it unless you're stoned and you put lollies down on reception. And then it just can't be helped. Anastasia's in a fat woman comes out. It's like I need to eat all of those.
It was. That's all right.
It's
I got
very,
thick
very
skin.
harsh. But she's not going back to the way she ever was.
No, that's exactly right.
She actually has a trainer standing beside her that's going to slap the shit out of her mouth.
Pretty much.
Which is what I do for you guys. If you've got anything on Facebook, you better believe if you go out and you post something up there, I'm going to be underneath it going, you do realise I can see this, right?
No, I'm saving all of my bad stuff for that when I go on that hens night.
That's a big blowout?
Yeah.
Oh, God help me.
But I'm gonna eat lots of cheese and meats and no.
Just take
no
a
Excellent.
wheel of cheese in your
Good
bag.
Pretty much.
So when
No,
you're
I'm
drunk,
gonna
just
get the
slap
cheese
it.
out of
Slap
your
it
bag.
ready, yeah. I'll just
Yeah.
have a gnaw on it.
Weather, what have you got?
I think this one.
You think that one?
Yeah.
Good
because,
choice.
Because it has high proteins. And
Very good choice.
Lesser sodium.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Like there's
And
not a
corn's
huge.
pretty much just shit. For the nutritional value of corn, it's pretty much crap.
Yeah.
It's hard to
and it
digest.
has like a higher percentage of corn, like 31%.
Yep. Either way, I mean, it's into that before a night out and drinking. One of the corn or carrot gland's going to kick in,
Yeah.
let's face it. You're going to have one or the other. But I'd rather the carrot gland, I suppose, because you get a little bit more digestion out of it.
Yeah.
The corn, on the other hand, that's just going to come out in your poop and
I
come
think
back
this
up
has a
again.
Yeah, a lot of people I've heard. A lot of people say that corn's not good if you want to lose
It's just,
weight.
it's just got a very low
doesn't-
nutrition value.
Yeah.
That's all.
So can we have popcorn?
Yes, of course you can. Get that in you. It's nice light calorie and it's good stuff. It tastes good. You're better off having popcorn than you are having shapes or anything like that while you're sitting down munching. But be aware when you're having popcorn and things like that, when you're sitting down watching TV, be aware of how much you're actually eating. Put a certain amount in the bowl.
Like a little bag. of
Yeah,
popcorn.
portion it out.
Yeah.
Because when you're watching television, this
Oh yeah.
just
It's like when you're at the
keeps
movies.
Yeah.
going, and you can go through a tub of popcorn that big at the
Yeah.
movies without even knowing it.
Yeah.
You just keep munching because you're not actually conscious of watching yourself eat. So that subconscious thing keeps going, and you just keep munching away. You don't realise it. So, yeah, popcorn, air pop popcorn, even better. It's lighter on the calories, get it in there. Doesn't taste as good, but you can also carve it up with a little bit of icing sugar on top of it as well. I didn't say that from a nutritionist point of view, but it tastes really good. Cool, so we've gone through all those. You guys have done pretty well, sort of sorting them out. So you've got a bit of an idea on how to read them now. You know what to look for in your ingredients list. You know what to look for in your nutrition tables, which is great. We're going to go one more. Good old Patak simmer sauce, butter chicken. I used to love this stuff. Now it tastes like a chemical cocktail of crap to me. I'd rather make my butter chicken just fresh with my own herbs and spices in there. And it doesn't take long these days. I mean, we've got an information overload on Google. How to make butter chicken naturally. And it's not hard. Just a teaspoon of this, teaspoon of that. You would go through butter chicken kormas and everything like that. I bet you can't wait until we get the lentils too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Papa.
Oh, if you,
Oh,
look,
yum.
if you've ever tried lentils
Lentils are
before
awesome.
and haven't salted them, yeah, not good. Get sodium into those lentils. They taste beautiful.
Yeah.
If you can make a nice dal out of it, oh my God.
Really?
I've tried them in so many different ways.
Have you?
Yeah, I just
Cool.
can't.
So we'll just change you over to a different colour.
Thank you.
That's okay.
That's one thing I cannot stomach.
That's fine. Who's hungry?
I'm a little bit
last
at the
2
moment.
days.
Cool. You'll
Yeah.
start to be getting the hunger up now.
Yeah,
You
me
should
too.
be
The
starting.
last 2
Yeah.
days, I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
The first 2 weeks of the challenge, like, this is far too much food. I can't fit it all in. And as I said, you'll be screaming at me pretty soon for food. If you get really, really hungry at the moment, I think Linnell said it as well. Instead of having your sweet potato, just jump onto pumpkin and have 200 grams of it, or double what your grammage is in pumpkin. It's going to be the same calories.
That's what I was going to ask you about pumpkin.
Yep. See how I've been putting those spot the different things up on the normal gym page? And I gave it to you guys before I put it up there. Basically, it's the same food volume or more food volume. The macros are just changed around a little bit to lower the calories and bring the volume up of the things that are a bit lower calorie, so you can get it in there. So, you know, who downloaded that Food Switcher app? You got it? Set that for low calories rather than healthy versions, and that's what we're aiming for. So you'll be able to pop that in, and you can see all the different brands, and you can literally see the nutrition labels on them and how much they differ from brand to brand. I mean, I've just popped up a couple of brands there, and we saw the difference in them. With this, it lists everything out. So you go for it. We got any questions from home at the moment, considering you're giggling?
Yeah. Apparently, Jared wants to eat his arm. He's hungry sometimes. But Michelle Anderson asked, "What about homemade pasta?"
Homemade pasta's even better.
Yeah.
If you can get a natural flour for the homemade pasta, go for it. I
You've
mean,
been
look,
making the pasta at home.
yeah, it's so easy to do. It literally takes 2 minutes. It's just flour, egg, pinch of salt, mix it up. You have pasta. It's as simple as that. I make my own fresh gnocchi. I make my own fresh pasta at home on a Sunday, and I involve Logan with it as well. And my other kids, when they were younger, I used to involve them with it, and we sit down and have a pasta making time. And they'd roll up their pasta and everything like that. I've got a little pasta machine where I make up all my fettuccine and everything. And making it yourself, you know what's in it. You don't have to sort of rely on being hoodwinked by the nutrition labels and artificial flavourings and colourings. You know exactly what you put in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely make your own pasta, straight up. Anything else?
Nah, just a few of them are hungry. Michelle's hungry. Linnell's hungry.
Oh.
There's a few of them that are hungry.
I was really hungry on Tuesday night after the challenge, but I'd had all my things. So I had a little apple, but I sliced it up and put some peanut butter on it.
Awesome.
Is that okay?
Did it fit into your MyFitnessPal? You didn't put it in there, did you? Because I just saw your eyes go.
What?
I don't get it.
Yeah, I did. The only reason I didn't put it in is because I've not put in my whole food for that
Cool.
week and stuff.
Just go back on the other weeks. You don't have to keep doing it.
Okay.
Just go back on the same week because it's repeated over and over again.
Okay.
So yeah, just go back on the same ones. Just match the totals with whatever day it was on
Okay.
that. As long as those totals add up down the bottom, you're going to be kicking goals.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
Because on some days I seem to be missing a few of the stuff.
Yep.
And it seems, yeah. That's what I was wondering.
I know
maybe
we go lower carbs as we kick down to the weekend.
Because
Yeah,
you don't work
Which
out.
don't work out.
That's what I was
Yeah.
wondering. Like, is it okay or am I doing something
No, that's
wrong?
fine. That's fine. Our carbs come down. It's called carb cycling. It's one of the ways I do it. So we have a higher carb day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it ticks down over to the weekend, where it goes lower and lower as your exercise goes down. Or if you're resting on the weekend and doing nothing. If you're really active on the weekend, bring them up a little bit. It's not going to hurt. Basically, I don't know your bodies very well, so I just go with the science based on what we're doing with the actual workouts, and it's based around that. But if you're active and you're running around on the weekend and you're tearing things up, then yeah, bring your carbs up a little bit. You'll have a little bit more energy on the weekend and it won't store as fat. So This is where you need to learn your own bodies, and it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
You know how with the MyFitnessPage said go with the Monday
Yep.
calories? Is that something we'd follow through at the end of the 8 weeks challenge? The daily night? Because I
Exactly.
think mine's 1905 or something
Yep.
for the week. And that's what we'd continue to go
Exactly,
with the
that gives you an
1905
idea.
for the week. Yeah.
And at the end of the last nutrition thing, I showed you how to work out your baseline active metabolic rates.
Yeah.
Just redo it as your weight comes down because it's
Yeah.
going to change. As your weight comes down, your caloric need comes down as well.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the post I just put up today about his and hers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portion sizes and controls?
Yeah.
Who's got into a relationship and put on weight? Because you're eating what your man's eating, or your partner's eating. I've got to be very careful these days. Or what they are eating. You know, it could be gender neutral, you don't know. Yeah, you eat what your
Yep.
partner's eating, and you have those portion sizes, and suddenly it's like, oh my god, I'm a freaking heifer. What happened? It's because your caloric needs were lower than his. Men have more muscle than women. It's a part of nature. I'm not trying to be sexist. Again, I'm being very careful on what I say here. You know, I've got all you guys here pouncing on me, so it's like, and you just don't need as much. So, and that's one of the main things that I see as a nutritionist. I see people coming through, and the first thing I do is like, what are you eating? Or what's your partner eating? We have the same size meals. Bow. There's where we've got a problem. So we need to make those portion sizes just a little bit under what he's having. Or it could be the opposite. If you've got a really skinny small guy, such as myself, I never used to be this skinny. Yes, and I'm still feeling bad about it. You know, my caloric needs might be a little bit lower than what Susan's are. So it changes. You've just got to find out what your caloric need is and match it to that. Next question.
Jared, being out on the road a lot of the day, I'm skipping meals. Does it matter if I'm in a bigger calorie deficit, or should I try and eat more so my muscles are fueled?
I would try and eat more. If you go into too much a calorie deficit, it can actually hinder weight loss. It lowers your metabolic rate because you're not getting enough food in there. Your body goes into, you heard survival mode? It's a bit of crap that's out there, but there is some scientific proof to it. Your body will slow down the metabolism of metabolizing food because it doesn't know when it's getting its next meal. So it slows your metabolic rate down for survival. That's how that works. It's like your body goes into hibernation. So yeah, try and stick to as many calories as you can close to your calorie needs.
That's
Next
it.
up.
No, I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just
This was a
Sorry,
good one tonight.
one
Go
more.
for it.
I just noticed, like, for some reason, because even the other day I was discussing with Nancy, I feel my hips are getting broader.
Are they?
I
Cool.
don't know
It
why.
could be a certain vegetable or something that we've got in there
Ah.
that might be just bloating your tummy out a little bit. Bryony came and saw me this morning. One of the main vegetables that do this and ends up with the tummy bloat is broccoli. It's got a sugar enzyme in it that's actually hard to digest, and it causes bloating if you have too much of it. Same with any other vegetable or any other food for that matter. If you have too much of one food, your body will bloat out because it has a hard time digesting that food over and over again. The chemicals actually build up in the body and it starts to bloat you out a little bit. So try and vary the veggies and stuff up a little bit if you can. That should smooth it out.
Okay.
If you do have problems with it though, and it's not, come and see me again.
So
And we'll-
how long should I leave it?
I reckon 3 to 4 days it should
3 or
come down.
Okay.
Yep. So start varying everything out. If it doesn't, come and see me and we'll find out, we'll nut down exactly
Yeah.
what it is that's causing it, okay? Which means I have to do a skeleton plan for you, which is really good fun. Good news is with that, the side effect is your weight loss goes down real quick.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I didn't notice, like, I've lost some weight. I didn't notice, like, it's getting...
You won't now. You won't see it. Even at the end of this challenge, a lot of you guys won't
It
see
was
the
so
weight loss.
surprising because today one of my colleagues who hasn't seen me in the last 6 weeks,
Oh my god, you look amazing.
she came and told me, oh, is everything okay? You seem to have lost a little bit of weight. She's like, are you fine? I'm like, that's great news.
That's exactly. Thanks for the compliment. Yes, this is working. But you guys won't see it in yourselves. You're used to seeing a certain thing in the mirror. Now, Susan said this to me the other day. She looked at another girl and said, so that's pretty much what I look like? And I went, oh, hell no. You're nowhere near that. And it's like, oh, that's pretty much what I see. And, you know, it's called body dysmorphia. And a lot of people see themselves in a completely different way than what they are. Now, when you guys get down to your goal weights at the end of the 8-week challenge, you're still not going to see it. You're still going to see that person you were before until I give you that before and after photo. And it's like, oh my God, I really have done that? That's phenomenal. Or you'll go the other way and go, I can't see any changes when everyone else is sitting there going, holy crap, you know, what happened to you? and then you'll sit there and go, I can't see anything. It's really weird the way it works. Because you've seen yourself as such a person for so long, you'll see yourself like that for a long time to come. That's where you need the support from us. Okay? So if you do feel like that, come and talk to us. That's what we're here. We're here to help and we're here to support. Not only talk to us, but talk to everyone else in the forum as well. Because everyone's here to support you guys as well. You know, we've got, I think, 70 or 80 people on the challenge, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a massive support group. And we're all doing the same thing. Sorry?
Where are all these people hiding?
Well,
They
the
don't
new
want to
workouts,
meet up with us.
the new workouts that I've done, a lot of them can be done by home.
Yeah.
So that's why I
Don't
just put the
mind
post up today. Next week, you guys are going to get the blues. It'll possibly happen, and because I've just said it, you'll possibly get them more because the power of suggestion just came in. So I probably
I
should
feel
have
like
done
I'm there
Oh,
this week.
Yeah,
no, we
yeah.
just
Starting to come down.
Yeah.
that. Cool. Get into the gym to do your workouts.
Yeah.
Even if it's the home options that we've got there, get into the gym and do them. Get into the environment where you're supported.
I
You
burst
don't
into
feel
tears
myself.
after retro step today.
Oh,
And then one of the other ones saw me crying and she started to cry.
that's what I mean. At least you can
Yeah.
cry together. You can cry, and I'm going to cry, and everyone's going to cry. But at least we're here to support you.
Yep.
And that's the main part of this challenge. It's a massive support network as we go through.
Sorry.
No, you go
Another silly question. What's the best? Is it the best to do the workout in the morning or in the evening?
Anytime's right for you. There's
Okay.
no best way, but this has been an argument that's gone on for years and years and years. Anytime that you can get it in is the best time. There's no scientific proof from one time to another being the best time. It's any time you can get it in. Your body's still going to work in exactly the same way as a caloric deficit.
It was
And,
like you said, like, you know, I don't know, 500 grams of a carb is exactly the same at 10 in the morning as it is at
exactly.
night time.
That's right.
Like, it
I
is
mean,
what it
I
is.
put the egg up and it's like egg, 72
Yes.
calories in the morning.
A
Egg,
million.
17,450 calories at night. There's no difference. It's the same caloric intake into your body, no matter what time you have it. I mean, I've got people that respond a little bit better with carb backloading, right? Give them all their carbs at night before they go to bed. I've got people that respond better to having the carbs in the morning. I've got people who respond better to having them cycled around their workout. It depends on your genetic disposition, of how you absorb them and how quickly you absorb them and what they're used for. Everybody's different. So that's why we play around with it. I've had people that have been through the last challenge that on the last 3 weeks I changed them to a carb backload and their results started to come through because they didn't tell me through the whole challenge that they weren't getting as much result as they wanted. And it's like, okay, let's change it up. So, and that's what we do. We change things on the run. I don't know everyone's body to start up with. We just go by the science. But again, there's too many variables there. So if you're not getting the losses that you want, or you're not seeing the losses that you want, because you shouldn't be standing on the scales now anyway, they should be put around and put into a corner, and the battery's taken out of them and thrown the
I
hell
made
away.
James throw them away,
Good.
but yeah, I'm still.
If you stay on those scales, I will go insane.
No,
No.
I've not, but physically I'm not seeing it. Like, clothes are not looser, like.
Yeah,
So
we've got a
I
problem
mentally-
with that too. Clothes not looser, no problem at all. In a couple of weeks' time, when your pants fall down while you're on the treadmill and you're going, my clothes aren't looser. How many times, Anastasia?
Yeah. Yeah, too many times.
Too many times. My clothes aren't looser. They don't
Yeah.
feel looser. They still feel tight, and they're falling
Yeah.
off you.
As you're pushing
Is
the
there a
sled,
set
we
week
see
that
them
we should
sliding
start
off
to
you.
really see results?
About the end of week 4, week 5,
Yeah.
you should
Okay,
be starting
good.
to
Yeah.
see it. If not,
I don't know if
ask
that's why
us.
we're having a down. I don't know if that's
So
why
why
we're
the
having
blues come
blues
in-
because we're doing all this and we're not seeing it yet.
Yep. Usually week 3 you'll plateau,
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
or you'll go up as your body starts to go into shock, and it's like,
Yeah.
what the hell are we doing? I don't want to do this because I'm not going to survive. I'm losing too much weight too quickly. Let's plateau this stuff so it'll hold water. You can't put on body fat with the caloric deficit that I've got you in. It's impossible. Another one that I put up the other day. So I've put on 2 kilos overnight. You can't put on fat that quickly. There's other variables that go in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that sort of, it makes you realise what's going on.
Yeah.
And you know, when you lose weight really quickly, it's not body fat that's coming off, it's a certain amount of body fat that's coming off, but your water's fluctuating up and down and all those variables. As I said, you have 300 grams of carbohydrates, you know, that's 800 grams of water. That's nearly a kilo of water in your body soaking up those carbohydrates. Each gram of carbohydrates holds 3 grams of water.
I didn't know that. All right, that.
So on your Mondays, if you're
Did everybody
jumping on the
else know
scale
that?
on a Monday after your high carb day, It's like, oh my God, it's Monday and I've put on weight over the weekend. No, you haven't.
I didn't know that.
You're just holding the water over the weekend from the carbs that you had on Monday. So the best time, if you have to weigh yourself, and I highly recommend you don't, the best time to weigh is butt naked first thing in the morning after you get up and had a pee and a poop.
That's what I do.
Yep.
Well, before I go to shower.
Exactly. You guys should be regulating now. You should be pooping about half an hour to an hour after you get up in the morning. No?
Yeah.
Good. It's really weird to be regular, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't understand what being regular is until it's like, oh, I'm up. Oh, look, coffee. Poop.
Oh, that is exactly what's happened to me.
Yeah, that's perfect. That means your body's
Yeah.
starting to work in a healthy way and
Yeah.
homeostasis as well. And I love that. I know it's personal to talk about pooping in the morning because no one wants to picture you pooping in the morning, let's face it. But,
Thanks for sharing.
well, bless you,
We're all
I've dealt with it for
friends.
years.
Yeah. I work in
I was
aged
just-
care, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy now that we can take photos of poop and stuff like that rather than having to bring in samples. It's brilliant. Back in the day when we didn't have iPhones and photos and everything like that, no, we had to have them bring in poop samples.
I
That was
could
horrible.
tell you a nice growth story. I work for a specialist, an oncologist,
Yep.
and she deals with bowel cancer.
So you've got
She
to
had
have
a
them come in.
patient- No, we don't. No, that's for the
That's
GP and the other
pathology.
specialist to deal with. She had a patient who'd kept it in a snaplock bag in their little wheelie walker and brought it into their appointment to show her. She was like, no, I do not need to see this.
No.
IVF's fun. That's a good one when you have to take a sample in. Especially when you have to take a sample in and you walk in there and it's the person that Susan went to school with that's grabbing the sample.
That would be great.
Thanks for that. Here it is, see you later. And run. But yeah, it's the embarrassing things about it. I mean, you guys have seen embarrassing bodies and stuff like that on TV. To doctors and in medical practitioners and in the health industry, we're just used to it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's
Yeah,
nothing.
it's
Yeah.
just what to
It's
do.
honestly
We have to
nothing.
do it.
has been scheduled to shut down automatically.
Give me 2 seconds. There's no one in the gym.
Probably not.
Oh, it's the, your
We've just got to show movement, otherwise the gym will shut down.
Yeah, because what happens in the morning? Because I come here at like 4:30, 4:45 in the morning, and
Yep.
there's already music playing, but
Yeah.
nobody's here.
Someone was probably here earlier,
Ah,
And they've just left.
3 or 4 in the morning.
so they've probably just left. So that
Yeah.
music, I think,
It's
stays
got-
on for about half an hour, 45 minutes before
Ah,
it
right,
will
okay.
shut down. I think it's about that time.
Yeah, because I'm like, Jesus.
How do you hear that early?
It's just I find doing the weights, the weight ones, is to come here and do it early in the morning. No one's here, and I can do it before my partner leaves for work.
Yeah.
Because at night time it's just too much. It's too hard because he's useless. He doesn't do anything.
Is
You
he,
do
in,
realise
is he in
he's
the
on.
forum? Yeah.
Cameron, that's going on YouTube
That's
as well,
awesome.
right?
He's not on Facebook. I could show him. He knows he's useless. It's
Okay.
not a lie. Even his mother knows.
God.
It's okay.
I work with this permanently. I really do.
So tell us the fun thing about that cheat meal thing.
The cheat meal thing. Oh, you're still on that.
I'm
So
going
you
back
listen
to
to
it.
nothing we've talked about since
Yeah.
pizza was mentioned. right?
Michelle's asking when's refeed.
Refeed's the next nutrition class, which won't be next Thursday, but the Thursday after.
Fortnight. Okay.
So
2
fortnight.
weeks.
So we
Okay,
have
you can
2
get
weeks
there.
before
You
refeed.
can get there.
Number
right?
one reason
We
for
can
the
get
refeed.
My family might not
It
be
gives you
alive.
something to look forward to. It gives you hope. I like to give you a little bit of hope. Number 2 is we can sit up here and watch the movie. If you can't make it to the nutrition class, I will give a link to the movie on YouTube and you can watch it at home. It's really, really full of information and I need you guys to actually watch it. It's a pretty important part of the challenge. The other part is leptin hormone. As you diet down, have you heard people that have dieted for weeks and weeks? I've lost 10 kilos and then it stopped. I couldn't lose any more weight no matter what I did. I starved myself, I did this, I did that, it stopped. It's a reaction with leptin hormone in your body. Leptin hormone saturates the brain and stops weight loss in its tracks. So what we need to do is have a big refeed, get the body going, oh cool, I've got food again. Leptin starts to desaturate from the brain, allows all the signals to go through and we start losing weight again. That's a very, very basic way of explaining how leptin works. There's other ways. I mean, I've had young girls and guys that have eaten that much and they've got themselves morbidly obese and they can't stop eating. Have you ever seen people that just cannot stop eating? They can't get full. That's another reaction to leptin hormone, leptin saturation.
The
they can
last
have something
week-
and 2 minutes later they need to eat again.
Two or
Because
three
the
days
signals
ago,
aren't
that's
getting
what
through to
happened
the brain,
me.
it's
Like,
saturated
I
with
just
the
had a
hormone.
lunch and my stomach kept growling. In half an hour's time, I was like, oh no, what's wrong? It's quite embarrassing to go out for a lunch again.
Yeah, that's your metabolism.
Mm.
Who's having breakfast at the moment? We're all getting it in now?
Yeah.
Awesome. How hungry are you throughout the day?
Not really, but then
Not
like
too
I
bad.
get a little bit peckish maybe at 11:30.
Yeah, awesome. That's fantastic. You'll notice if you don't eat breakfast, you can go the whole day without eating. And it doesn't bother you at all. So the fast hasn't been broken. As soon as you have breakfast, like 2 hours later, I need to eat again. I need to eat again. Your hunger keeps coming back up and it's all regular through.
I'm
So-
sort of finding a little bit the opposite because I don't eat a lot of meat. I'm really struggling to get the meat down every meal.
Look for other
So,
proteins.
yeah, like, but I'm just a bit scared changing it, you know, because I'm sort of.
Don't be frightened to change it. Just look
Scared
for
to
other
change it?
proteins. I
Yeah,
actually put a shopping list up. I think it's about to go up on Instagram.
yeah,
Have a look at when that goes up there because it's going to give you a shopping list of carbs,
yeah,
proteins, and fats. Just pick anything from the protein list and get onto that.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, I'm more the
nice.
opposite with my
Just-
meals because I'm like, oh, I can't stomach another piece of meat.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
changing it slightly, and like every now and then I'll break it up and have some salmon
Yeah,
instead of whitefish.
Get some
Yeah.
egg whites and stuff in there as well.
Yeah.
Make,
Yeah.
some, make some quiches up.
Or like
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm a bit scared to
Don't
get
worry,
creative
I
yet
haven't
because you know
got
when you're like, I
creative.
don't want to mess
you won't.
this
I don't
up.
want to mess this up.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
that. I want that look at the end of it
Yeah.
that everyone's got.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm scared to mess it up
Yeah.
too, so
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
But I
Don't be
need
afraid.
to
Don't be
because
scared.
I won't eat it. I'm going to get to the point where I won't eat
Yeah.
it, so I need to vary it as well.
yeah.
Don't
I
be
think
afraid,
that's
there's
why
no
I'm
The
flat
time
because
limit
I'm
on
like,
weekend is hard.
I mean, winning the challenge is one thing. That's fantastic. But there's no
Oh,
time
I'm
limit
not
on
going
this. This
for
is an
winning, I'm just
education.
going through.
And
Yeah.
the first 8 weeks is where you get, it's like a course. So the first 8 weeks is where you get the course, but you've got to do the practical side of it as well. Otherwise you're going to finish the challenge and you're just going to be, I was too scared to do anything. I'm going to do another challenge so I can actually do it. I think Katie Rushton did the same thing. She was really, really scared to change her meal planner. Now she's changing things around. She's not scared anymore. So it took her 2 challenges to get that fear out.
yeah,
And, they're always going, so
Yeah.
I mean, if you have to do a second one, you want to do this now and get down to your weight for summer and look fantastic and rock that G-string bikini and everything in another country, I don't know.
at the
When are you
beach
going
with the
away?
2 kids. Beautiful.
Hey, G-string bikini in India,
No, not in India, but in South America.
South America. Yeah, look at the eyebrows up. It's like, oh yeah, I'm rocking that thing. My booty's on show. It'll be good. So our goal is to get you there and get you that confidence up there as well to be able to do it. So yeah, practice, practice, practice. If you don't want to practice physically, practice with the MyFitnessPal and just fiddling around with it, just
Mm.
messing
That's
around with
what
it.
it is.
You don't have to change your meals up if you don't want to, but just practice with the MyFitnessPal just to get it right.
Is there a way, you know how like when you gave us our meal plan, it was all like Monday, Tuesday, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
Is there a way we can get that template so if we have changed something, we can put it in? I'm a visual person and I have it on my fridge and then like, and I
Print it
like
out.
to take out and do it.
How do you do that from the app? The app is different to the.
Yeah,
No, I mean
right.
just print out the original one that I gave you.
Yeah.
Put it on the fridge.
but how do I make changes? I like it to be pretty looking. I can't just score out broccoli and add stuff. I can't do that. My OCD cannot.
So you just want a blank template?
That's it.
Yeah, I'll put one up. That's easy done.
That's all I need.
So just
Thank
Monday,
you.
Tuesday with all the squares and stuff in it.
Yeah,
just the
that's
Excel,
all I need.
Excel template.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
I'll put that up for you. It's pretty easy. I'll try and do that tonight when I get home.
No,
Pop
do
it
it
up.
another day.
That way you can
Good
just
bed.
fill it out, fill it out, fill it out. You're very similar to me. It takes me a little while to get around visually looking at something on a computer screen to
Yeah.
actually reading it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Um,
why I have mine
Yeah,
printed.
Yeah.
I'm more visual at actually
Highlighted.
reading
But
something.
if you
Yeah.
fill it out manually yourself, how are you going to know the right amounts?
My fitness pal.
My, yeah,
Oh, so you're going to go
So
on
that's-
MyFitnessPal,
yeah.
then put it in.
But
Yeah.
yes, yeah, but
Yeah.
because I'd rather not enter it every day,
Yeah.
whereas if I can do it as a dummy plan
And then just
and then write it down,
get you.
best
that
thing you
makes
can
me
possibly
happy.
do then, if that's the case, is I'll give you the templates, print them out, laminate them, and just get a whiteboard Sharpie,
I love
and
your
then just-
thinking.
then just rub it off, put the new one in, rub it off,
I'll
put the
cry
new one
because
in,
that makes me happy.
and there you go. So there you go, put a massive smile on your face, mate. I'm glad you came.
Yes. 'cause I
So,
love to put my
yeah,
children to
just
bed.
laminate it, put it up on the fridge, wipe it off, put the new one in, wipe it off, put the new one in.
Thank you. Don't do it
Um,
tonight. Go to bed.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so it makes it really, really easy. That's pretty much us for tonight. Is there any more questions, Anastasia, from those at home?
Oh God, there's no questions.
There's just babble going on.
Yeah, just Linnell's apparently cooking for everyone. Cool.
Is she?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
No, she started up a business.
Yeah,
I
she's
will
going
do
to be.
everyone's meals.
Linnell's going to become a
right.
chef.
Nice.
Oh, Linnell, when's refeed? In 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
We're going to have a pizza night. We're all sit on the floor and have a pizza night. That's okay. We've got vegetarian pizza. It's all good.
Do you
Oh
get
my
that
God.
guilt
Oh, good.
though, where you're like, oh my god, I've been so good?
No, but you're going to be freaking sore in the stomach the day after.
Oh no, that's what I'm
Oh,
like
no,
worried
In
about.
2
I'm
weeks
like,
on a
I
Thursday.
feel like when
I'm
you're
not
in
going to
the
get
zone,
the I'm
you're
going to eat
like,
whatever you guys leave
It's
left over.
okay, because if it's in a fortnight, that's my day off work on the Friday. So I'll
You
just
sit on
suffer
the
it
toilet
out.
and shit through the eye of a needle for the next day. You will feel though, once we have the refeed, your body's going to react to it because your body's been used to having clean food for the whole time. Once you put crap in there, you're going to feel the energy levels drop.
yeah.
And you're going to feel exactly like you were before you started eating this way. And it's a very confronting thing. It's like, oh my god, this just feels like shit.
I must admit, I've got a lot more energy. That's what I mean. Like getting up,
Yeah.
being at the gym at 4:30 in the morning would have killed me. But I'm surprised I
Try 2:30,
actually
it's great.
I'm coping with it. Sometimes I'm exhausted by the time I go to bed.
Yeah.
But I'm not falling asleep wanting to fall asleep at work, which I was worried that I would do.
Yeah.
But I'm actually got
That's
the
awesome.
energy. But I just I don't know. I think I'm bloated from all the
So
broccoli.
you don't get
Yeah.
tired at work?
Change it up.
Because I'm a bit.
Only
Confused.
these last couple of days I've started to get the blues and the tiredness and
Yeah.
the hungriness.
It gets hard. It's hard work actually changing your body like this. There's nothing easy about it.
Speaking of that, the changing of the body, would this radical
Oh.
change of diet affect our
Hormones.
hormones
Yes.
and menstrual cycle?
Straight up,
Cycle? Cycle?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I was
Also,
Okay.
your menstrual
Yeah.
cycle is going to be a menstrual cycle. Will you stop doing that? Your menstrual
I just got
cycles
it.
are going to be all up shit creek at the moment because did
Okay,
anyone
yeah.
notice the delay in the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, the delay in the full moon.
What?
There was actually a change up in it which is going to affect each and every one of you guys.
Is that actually a proper
It is
thing?
an actual thing. As much as the moon's gravitational pull can also change tides in
Okay.
water, it can also change your menstrual cycle.
But also.
Your mental cycles.
But also can like this
But
darkness.
yeah, with the diet and exercise,
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
okay.
That will
Is that
change it
because
up
our
as well.
body is
Yeah, we're all out of whack.
Yep.
so and it's trying to
And it's
adjust.
trying to balance itself back
Okay.
out again, so it will go out of whack for a little while and then it'll become as regular as hell.
Bloody hormones.
Hence, for those that are trying to have babies, perfect.
Oh,
As it comes
Bubba,
back
I'm
in,
staying away from you
everything's
there,
going to be
Bubba.
working properly. I mentioned it to Bryony this morning. Bryony did a challenge with me back in 2013, I think it was. Is she on there at the moment?
I think she was.
Cool. I think it was 2013 where I did the first challenge with Bryony, and she was through menopause then, and she was so happy that her period had gone away. Yeah.
She's pregnant.
No, I just brought her period back, so she was really happy.
Oh, I
Over
would have
the
been pretty
moon
pissed off
with
too.
me. I thought I got rid of it. I thought I was done. And no, what have you done to me? I was like,
Yeah.
sorry. So yes,
I would
definitely
be
can. Yeah, pretty pissed off.
Yeah, I'm
Like, for years and years and years, I finally got over this. I don't have to do it anymore. And what the hell is this?
Surprise.
Yes, right. And yeah, so I wasn't the most popular person in the world for that one, believe me. But yeah. Alright, we're going to close it down now. I'm going to go home, and if there's any other questions online at home, please feel free to pop them down there. I'll answer them in due course as quick as I can. You won't see me online for about an hour or two when I get home, because I'm going to eat and spend a bit of time with my family. And then from that point, I'll jump into bed and start working again as I do until I fall asleep. Susan closes my laptop, puts it down beside me, puts the covers over me, and I'm done. That's pretty much how it works. She does look after me. She looked after me very well.
Right.
Poor girl, she's been married to me for 20 years. Can you imagine the pain that that causes?
Oh, I have one question, and it's
Yep.
just I'm going. My friends want to catch up for dinner on Friday night.
Shoot me the menu.
We're having pho.
Oh, even better.
Oh.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Just
so
go for it.
well, that's what I thought because it's just like a stock,
It
rice
is.
noodles, meat, and veggies.
Yep.
That okay?
Yeah, it's
And they
fantastic.
have a lot of sprouts in that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of sprouts, a lot of noodles in there.
Shoots.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal food.
Oh, it's amazing.
And
I do love it.
crispy pork belly pho.
Oh,
It's my favourite.
Oh, yum, now I'm
If I
hungry.
wanted to have like spring rolls or rice paper rolls, should I cut
Rice paper
something?
rolls would be a better
Yep.
option. Yep.
And do I need to cut something else out of my or lower something
I
else
don't think
out
so.
of my
I think you'll be fine.
program?
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. I've got you guys on the weekends on pretty low calories. That's to make up for you lying to me.
Yeah.
Because everyone lies to me. I was like, I have stuck to your diet plan 100%. Bullshit! No one can stick to that plan 100%.
The only thing that I haven't stuck to is
the rice
not eating
cakes.
everything.
Yes. Yep.
Just the
Yeah, instead of having the Vita-Weat crackers and that, if you've got them on it, you can have rice cakes as well. That's fine. They're very low calorie.
But aren't there rice? Like, because we have switched to the sweet potatoes now.
You can still have them.
Doesn't matter.
That's fine. Yeah, it'll just take place of your Vita-Weats, so just
Oh,
take the
okay.
Vita-Weats out and pop them in instead. They're nice low calories. They're, I think 3 or 4 calories in each of the damn
Yeah,
things.
because I was thinking the other day, because maybe just put in a little bit of peanut butter or something
Perfect.
on top of it.
So instead of having, if you've got on your plan, I'm not sure if you do or not, Vita-Weats with avocado and tuna and ham and
Yeah.
feta,
Ham.
just wipe them up and have a bit of peanut butter on the rice cakes. I would say
What about the
get some protein in
part?
there as well.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
what?
Get some protein in there
Protein.
as well. So yeah, with you, I would say look, peanut butter's got protein in it, but a little bit of feta cheese or something like that as well, just to mix it up. Or even look, avocado and feta cheese is perfect on a rice cake. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I used to eat for my lunch.
Yeah, and it's really yummy. And then a little bit of lemon juice over top of it as
Ooh,
well.
That's a big meal.
I know I'm
No,
hungry.
it's not a big meal. It's tiny. It's a little bit of lemon juice on a tiny little cardboard cutout. Well, to me, they taste like cardboard anyway. They're
On
sad.
their own, yes.
Oh.
They're not
Yeah,
the
just by
nicest.
themselves.
By
Yeah, that's why I
themselves.
thought maybe a little bit of peanut butter or something.
Yep.
Yep.
Natural brown rice cakes are the better one to get.
Oh,
If you can
okay.
find them, the natural brown rice cakes or whole wheat rice cakes are the best ones to get. Okay? I'll squash that one now because there's some rice cakes out there that are just, yeah. Same with any brand, as I told you guys tonight.
Yes, look
Read
at
the
it.
ingredients list.
Yeah.
Find the best ones for you. Alrighty.
If you're making it quickly, one quick thing, making like a spaghetti sauce, which I'm going to try with turkey mince.
You do this every bloody nutrition
I know.
plan.
I
You're that
don't
person in
need
a
to.
meeting.
I'm
You
sorry.
really are.
Would you use tomato paste or
Making
like,
what sauce,
like
sorry?
if you can you use like a bit of tomato paste and instead of tinned tomatoes, chop up your own tomatoes to make
That's
it into
perfect.
like
It's better.
Yep.
like a bolognese sauce.
Perfect.
And then I stupid me thought I can have zoodles, zucchini noodles,
You
can't
can.
I?
Yes.
There's such a thing out there called konjac noodles as well. Konjac
Yep.
noodles.
Cognac noodles.
Yep.
What's that?
From the cognac plant.
Yep.
They're phenomenal. There's
I'll-
no calories in them.
Post a picture online.
If you're hungry,
Are they the white ones?
Jared, here's one for you. If you're hungry, let's go for a no-calorie meal to get in there as well. If you get hungry, you want to put a no-calorie meal. The best thing I've found is the bone broth that we've got. That stuff tastes like chicken soup.
Mhm.
It's got collagen in it as well, which is freaking phenomenal. Collagen bone broth with cognac noodles and a little bit of chicken. You're only going to get the calories from the protein in the chicken. As you guys know, 30% of that's going to be taken up in thermogenesis to break it down into amino acids.
Yep.
And you've pretty much got a no-calorie meal. A
Yep.
little bit of shredded chicken on there, or you can have it without the chicken. You just have the cognac noodles in
Yep.
the
Bone
bone
broth.
broth. Friggin' 0 calories, and you're getting full.
Yep.
Get that in there as well.
Yeah. I'll post a photo of the cognac noodles online.
They're nice.
Yeah.
Yep. They're yum.
They're actually pretty good, and you mix it with that bone broth.
Yeah, it's
you
beautiful.
just got noodle soup.
Yep.
It's phenomenal. So yeah, a good option if you guys are hungry to get that in.
I got one last question. I'm so sorry,
Go
but
for it.
how come we only have red meat once a week? Just out of curiosity.
Basically, it's a calorie,
Yeah.
a calorie reason.
Yeah.
You can have it 2 or 3 times a week if you can
Yeah.
fit it into the calories.
Yeah.
The reason I've got that is I need the red meat in there for your iron. I need it in there for creatine and coenzyme Q10 out of the meat. So we need to get red meat in there as well. But
I know.
if we have too
Yeah,
much of
same
it,
steak
it's
night.
very high calories.
Yeah.
So if you want to get some mince in there during the week and that fits into the calories, by all means go
Yeah.
for it. Change it up.
Okay, cool.
You're right there. You're still
Fantastic.
love to
Jump
that.
on
I'm
it.
like, you should.
Go for it.
I was so hungry the other
hungry.
night. I put the maple sauce
Sorry.
on my salmon, and I'm not kidding you because I
Really
thought I was
good?
gonna die unless I didn't have some sugar. So I put the Walden sauce on my salmon, and it was amazing.
We've had a
Really
lot of
honest.
people that make the Walden sauce like a maple chicken as well.
Yeah.
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 Maple syrup's
So-
amazing.
Yeah,
Maple
that
syrup.
was
Maple
amazing.
syrup on my chicken.
Yeah.
The Queen's maple syrup doesn't cook very well. It's very thin and watery. But the Walden's Farm one,
It's
it
beautiful.
just, it glazes over it and it's just beautiful. So
I'm
you got
excited.
yeah, so you got a maple glazed chicken. It's freaking
Yeah.
amazing.
I'll
It's
be thinking of you
beautiful stuff.
Saturday night.
So hence why we've got all the good stuff here to make dieting really easy. Well, it's not really dieting, but making your meal plan is very easy for you and still getting the yummy stuff.
it's called for Saturday.
Hey?
I said I want to go to bed now, so it's closer to Saturday for steak. I'm
So you can have your steak
Yeah.
and your pancakes in the morning, or bacon and eggs.
I get bacon and eggs.
Yeah. Awesome.
Bacon and eggs all the way.
Do the bacon and eggs. I have bacon and avocado on my weekends. I have a bacon and avocado on toast on sourdough.
Yep.
I'm not big on eggs anymore. Bodybuilding really killed it for me. Eggs taste like wet milk to me now.
You've had too many.
Yeah, I used to have 6 to 12 eggs every morning.
Wow.
Oh.
So it was a lot. And then chicken, I can hardly stand the look and taste of chicken. Guess what I've got for dinner tonight?
Chicken.
Chicken. I can hardly stand the look and taste of chicken because it was chicken and rice, chicken and rice, chicken and rice for about 8 years. All up.
That's a bit boring. I thought my life was
bit.
boring.
Try being a bodybuilder, it's not fun. It's horrible.
I don't understand how you guys can eat that because, like, the amount of protein that we have to eat is so much.
Think about having your oats in the morning out of a salad bowl. Where you guys have got 30 or 60 grams
Yeah,
of
I'm
raw
on
oats in
30.
there
That's
and cooking them up and
plenty.
getting them in, I have 120.
I just don't know that.
120 on 12 wheat bix. Plus 6 eggs to go with it.
Oh my
And that's your
God.
breakfast?
That was
How
breakfast.
did you get that in?
Plus, I also had to have a mascara shake in that as well. So 2 scoops of mascara, which was another 700
Yeah.
calories. So my breakfast was around 18 to 1900 calories in the morning.
That's what that is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, over my day.
So a lot of the staff, like Joel that we hear as well, used to do the same thing. We used to sit here in the morning, first thing in the morning, with a salad bowl and just munch away until we were bloated and horrible. And it's hard to grow. As a bloke, it is very hard to grow. Where someone said to Arnold Schwarzenegger one day, "Oh, I never want to be as big as you," his retort was, "Don't worry, you never will be."
Well,
Because it takes so much hard work to just eat the amount of food to grow that muscle.
my fiance, he wanted to bulk up, and he did, but not in the way that you probably should. Not steroids, but like didn't eat, wasn't eating the right food. So
Yeah.
he was doing bulking protein, not that. And he got bulked up, but he then got the body dysmorphia where he looked in the mirror and he thought he was smaller than what he was.
So
Yeah, and I was like, no, you're walking around like this,
Yeah.
like you can't even fit through the freaking door.
I would
And
go
he
out to
would
restaurants and
say-
see a big bloke out there and go, "Oh, he's got me covered," and Susan's like, "No, you've got him well covered," and it's like, nah, right?
Yeah,
Same thing.
he
Same
used
thing
to
goes
do
for
the
bloke.
same
You
thing,
feel
yeah.
tiny. You look in the
Yeah.
mirror and see someone smaller than what you are.
But he definitely wasn't.
Now I
yeah.
just look in the mirror and see small because I went from that to that. But you will get to a stage as well where you'll feel like you might be losing muscle and you might be looking too small. There's a stage that comes through with that too. So just be aware that that might happen.
I'll welcome that
Perfectly.
stage.
Still
If
got all
I
the
feel
flabby
too
arms
small.
going on. Yeah.
Perfectly normal. Alright, we'll wrap it up from there. Well done, you guys. Keep practicing reading those nutrition labels. So hit the supermarkets, have a look through the different brands. You'll be very, very surprised. That food switcher up, that's going to give you all the information straight up. You don't even have to go to the supermarket. You'll know which brand you're heading for. There's nothing like sitting in the supermarket for hours on end going, "Oh, I didn't bring my
Don't worry,
glasses.
that'll be me tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know which one to get." And that just makes shopping horrible, especially if you've got kids with you, because they're looking at all the stuff that's down at their eye height going, "Mummy, I want mummy, 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 wah." I
Sorry, another one.
Yep.
It's a bit silly question.
No silly questions. Stop saying that.
No, I'm just wondering, like, is it okay because I know we are on the diet plan and doing the exercises.
Yep.
Because I want to try to get into swimming as well. So does it mean like?
Oh, go for it.
Okay.
That's fine. Are you talking about cramping?
Yeah, that's what I was a bit worried because last time that's what happened to me.
Yep, you got cramps in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and-
so just space it out a little bit, about half an hour each side, you should be fine.
Okay.
okay.
So does that mean like I need to like lower something?
No,
Or
you should be fine.
should we?
Yep, everything should be good. You should be highly energized to get it done.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, get the swimming in. It should be fine. If you have any issues with anything, contact us. We're literally a Facebook message away,
Yeah.
and we're pretty quick on getting onto it as well. Okay, especially if you leave your jacket here.
Been a bad day.
We're pretty quick to jump on eBay and go, "Oh, I've already put it on eBay. It's got $230 bids on it, so do you really want it back?"
Shit to me.
It's so much fun. I love it. Yes, I am a shit to you, but I'm a shit to everyone, so it sort of balances out. Alright, we're going to wrap it up now.
Welcome
Any
to my world.
questions on the online forum, shoot them up. I'll answer them after I've had my dinner and everything. Until then, good night, guys. Keep going with it. Keep smashing it. We're going to kill it.